actually, in the World Cup in 2019, with England, the team rented one for the World Cup, and I just ended up using it all the time, and liked it. So as soon as that tournament finished, I just got onto Clive and I was like, I need one of these. And we got one in about beginning of 2020, and I've just been using it ever since, really. I have a rough understanding of the science behind it. Obviously believe in it. It's a big part of my routine now.
And you're training pretty much all day at the club. Is that how it works? And
yes, to be fair, once the season kicks off, and even I'm going into pre-season next week, it's pretty full on. Two times a day. When you're playing in the season, you're playing every week. You're constantly fighting an uphill battle in terms of getting recovering in time to train at a level that you can make progress at, instead of just chucking yourself out there and getting through a session. What's the best amount of time to spend in there? How often a week should I periodize it in terms of have weeks without it, so that I don't become immune to it almost, or is that a thing or not?
That's a good question. Yeah, I mean, so what I've found with the milder units, in general, it's really good for neurocognitive optimization and really good for recovery, muscle health optimization, jet lag, these kinds of things. And especially if you're doing it in conjunction with some of the other technologies that you already have. I mean, what we're doing, Jonny, like if you could think about it, like you're getting in the chamber, you're putting on the oxygen mask, you're getting pressurized, and you're getting about 600% more oxygen in circulation. So all that oxygen is going to be sort of triaged to the areas in your body that you just worked out the hardest. If it was your muscles, that's where it's going to go. If it was your brain, that's where it's going to go, because the body creates these signals when you do those kinds of things to bring more oxygen into those areas to help heal them, if it's the brain, becomes neuroplastic, so it makes it sort of function better and reorganize itself. If it's the muscles, it's going to help with detoxification as well. So getting rid of stuff that you just sort of created as a result of all the exercise that you did. So truly the best way for you to use the chamber is on the recovery side. I mean, I think the chamber, as I mentioned, is going to like get all that oxygen in. It's going to help with recovery. I mean, over a longer protocol, which is like, 5 or 6 days a week, 90-minute sessions, you are going to have increased vascular density in various tissues as well, especially the ones that you're working out the most and more oxygen is getting to, because this oxygen works on your DNA level and changes how things are expressed and how proteins are made and things like that. So, I mean, typically for somebody like yourself, I'm talking about using the chamber, especially in season as you are, 5 to 6 days a week, and 90-minute sessions, and then sometimes throwing in a 30-minute session in the middle of the day, if that's possible, taking at least one day off per week, and then at some point trying to take a little bit more time off from the chamber.
Yes. Okay. So what I'm taking from that is what we spoke about so far is potentially 6 days a week in the chamber, most days recovery, potentially play around if I can in between sessions for a little boost, 30-minute goes, potentially have a little look just as a little sharpen or primer before on a game day. And then in terms of length of time on a potentially after a game, a bit longer, or there a sort of a number that you have of hours per week that's a target or a ballpark figure?
Well, I think that the 60 to 90 minutes per day, but more for you, especially on your bigger days, to the 90-minute level.
And is that for 6 days, 60 to 90 minute over 6 days, or over the 7?
Over the 6 days. And the 7th day is when
day off.
We rest.
No, just like I said, it's a little bit of a sanctuary for me. I probably find it hard to relax if I don't feel like, I probably feel guilty for just putting my feet up on the sofa, but because I'm in there, I feel like I'm doing something towards the end product. I can feel like I can rest in peace in there. And it's important. I think
careful with that statement, but
no, it's important to have that time, isn't it? Especially on a high challenging, physically and mentally demanding job, which it is. Just have that time to relax.
For people that are not as active as you, Jonny, the main benefits of being in the chamber are probably cognitive. unless if you're doing a lot of athletic work, you can leverage the technology too. But
Yeah.
I think especially for like those 65-year-olds that you talked about earlier in the Israeli study,
Yeah.
they saw significant benefits in blood flow to their brain,
Yeah.
vascular density to their brain. Like that's really what's most. I mean, if you don't have your brain, what does it matter, right? In the sense of when you're 65. And so I also think that you're doing a lot of great work for the future as well.
Yeah.
It's certainly an exciting time in the sense that I think we do have these like new prophylactic tools that can certainly help your brain function better over the long term.
Yeah.
And I think hyperbaric therapy is definitely one of them. Yeah.